Welcome, and in today's video I wanted to share some German temples, and it's the first time I'd ever seen them, and I don't know, a picture is just worth 1,000 words. But before I get into that, I just wanted to quickly touch on the Tesla Tower in Texas. And I will leave a link to a channel who has made a wonderful video on this Tesla tower that has been built by a private company who may have some ties to government. It seems like they do, but nevertheless, a Tesla tower in open air, in plain sight in Texas, and the company admits that it is exactly what it appears to be. And it's it will have the ability to send wireless power, and it's not completely clear, but I think this is just a breaking story, so I thought I would share this. Absolutely amazing. I think this is a major breakthrough in our lifetime here at the end of 2018. Now that we're depicting all of these new ideas and everything is coming out at a flood rate, I feel like. Well, here on a mainstream level, I believe it was ABC News covers this story. And now I'll just move on to this video. I was preparing a bunch of different things to show, and while looking for one little picture, I stumbled across this blog at sah.org. I guess that would take you to this particular blog, and here's the name and the credentials, and it's really good. And the first thing he opens up with is this amazing image from 1861, a painting by artist and German architect Vincent Stach. And this is a view of the Cologne Cathedral. Just look at this amazing thing. And now look at his tool. Just to give some reference, it's 1861. This is his tool, and look at this. I mean, in this time period, and really actually even today, this almost seems so futuristic, so alien, like another world. Look at this detail, and again, I just think that anyone who might still think that people carved and chiseled, I think these pictures kind of put that to rest. I mean, this is beyond, this is so precise. And really, really amazing. I mean, again, if we look at the symbols, these people not only were amazing architects and sculptors and artists and, imaginative people, but they had the wisdom and the knowledge of really what's going on here. And I don't know if this is all just, let me see. Yeah, we're still looking at the same cathedral. Just amazing. But here we go. This is what stopped me dead in my tracks. Okay, here we go. We're in. Okay, let's find out about this first. Detail of the cathedral tower in Frankfurt. A clear example of the beauty and intricacy of a mason's work. Of a mason's work, really though. And, to me, again, we see this, I think we see these cool little flares in the East. We see them in Cambodia and in the temples over there, and to me, when I see this, I saw the ones in the East first, and now I'm discovering, the ones even in America and in Europe. And this is an old style. I mean, absolutely amazing, and of course a technology. There is no reason, And I don't think there's even any symbolism of, modern recognizable religions. I mean, we don't see, maybe at the bottom there is some, but there's no cross up here. There's no savior or, I mean, this is tech. I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. Just gorgeous. In Frankfurt. Let's move on a little. Look at this. Again, how are you going to carve something like this? I mean, really. Just gorgeous. Just absolute mastery. Here we go again. What I'm calling the Cambodian style. I mean, this, if I saw it in the East, I would say these are, like flames, and then it would, and these are flames. And let's find out. What's behind, wow. Wow. Beyond words. I mean, really. Really, though? Oh, we gotta go up again. I mean, this is not from our world or from our timeline. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. The Towers of Cologne. The Towers of Cologne Cathedral. This is one of the most impressive buildings I've seen in my whole life, right now, today. Let's see what else we have. I think we had a few other incredible ones. These mosaics are just absolutely amazing. Are these giants? I don't know. Again, just, oh, you just don't get this. You don't get this anymore, and especially this preserved. But again, look, the same ornamentation that we see on the top and on a massive scale is easily created even as ornamentation on a small scale. And again, this just seems so Eastern to me. Absolutely amazing. Same people. Same people. I mean, how are you going to do this, carving? You just can't do this carving. I mean, we should really look carefully here. This is advanced. This is more advanced than, if you had a business and you said, I want a stone sign that, pops out three-dimensionally. Insane. Nobody could do it. And it would cost a fortune. I mean, ridiculous fortune. Again, look at this little detail even too. This little ornamentation along here. Just crazy. What do we have here? Is that like a little head? Like a little horse head? Coming out of the flames or out of the mud, or I don't know what they're depicting here, but it's absolutely amazing. And here, look at this. Our fash. 4 directions, our plane, the binding symbolism of technology. And it shows it. It absolutely shows it. I mean, look at the detail here. This is the same kind of detail we would see in Egypt. I mean, just absolutely amazing. Even this detail on the sleeve. I mean, look at the finesse. These have to be cast. And how interesting that, he's carving a head. The carving is carving a carving. And I don't know, this might be a little slap in the face, because look how polished he is. Look how polished. This is almost a mockery. I mean, look how perfect. Look how absolutely perfect. As if it's a real person, as if it was printed from a real person. And now it's a mockery, as if, here he's showing us this primitive carving, and look how rough, I don't know. That is really, really interesting. This is, what I was saying, signage, a storefront. Who does this? Who can do this? And it would be really fun. It would be really fun to contact some builders, some big firms, some of the big ones, and try to get an estimate on building something like this. Just try to find somebody who And well, it's not letting us get too zoomy here. This is so beyond. This is so high tech. The most high tech thing. And it's old. The Magdeburg Cathedral. Amazing though. Oh my, look at this. Look at these. This has been kept from us. You know, why is this the first time I'm seeing this? We are completely primitive compared to this. I mean, this is technology. This is a harvester of energy and, you know, and perhaps a giver of energy. Perhaps, I don't know. But you just don't do this for ornamentation. This is so amazing and way beyond the necessity of a cathedral or a church. Absolutely amazing. You know, it reminds me if you saw wires, you know, and you'd have, you know, insulators in between them, but, you know, this could have been wireless energy. So these are actually still transmitting. These are transmitting an invisible energy wave or beam, and then it would hit this, and really it's all thought out perfectly. This isn't just done on a whim or for artistic purposes. I mean, you have to really think about this. This is, anyone who would do this for just pure artistic purposes would just be an absolute madman, and nobody would ever back such an idea unless there was a grander purpose. And this is just absolutely amazing. I mean, I can't even tell what is for what or what's going on. It's as if I'm seeing an alien machine, as if I've been teleported to some, you know, universe, some, you know, and I don't even know where I am and what's what, you know. Really amazing. Let's see what else we have here, a little more of a close-up. You know, and here they've given us this, I don't know if these have been put in after or if they are just pure gold. For some reason they don't look original to me, but I could be wrong. But again, look at the tech. There's not a cross up here. And so, you know, it was always different technology. It might have been, you know, a cross or a cross with a top on it, another top, and we just assumed, okay, cross, cathedral. But when we start to see things like this, you know, this is something else. Maybe this is an old ark. It's been left in here, some kind of tech. And the fountains, I mean, how are they pumping? You know, these are clearly old. You have to have power. I mean, if you're going to put fountains, this is clearly not a new fountain. Look with these mini columns. I mean, these people could do anything. They could do it on a miniature level or on the grandest of grand levels. Really amazing. But look at the glory. I mean, again, they could do this on the grandest level. This could be a massive monstrosity like we've seen in some other images, or it could be a tiny little ornamentation. No problem. As if, presto, the wave of a wand or a frequency. Look at this. I mean, to me, it's so wonderful that it's beyond wonderful, and it is flaunting. And again, we're not seeing crosses. No. Some might say this is a cross, but that's a far reach. Amazing. Just beautiful. I mean, what are these? Carved beams? I mean, this must be, you know, obviously everything is symbolic, but also the complexity. I mean, look at this. And perhaps this is Here it looks like a Christ-like figure. I don't know. Were they added later, maybe? Look at now with the cross. Again, the non-Christian seeming cross. I believe that it would be taken as a Christian cross, but yet I think we see that depiction in areas even without Christianity. It seems to be much older. Just beautiful. Just flaunting their abilities. But really, this just seems to almost have a pastry. I mean, just a, I don't know, like a taffy or a, you know. And in one of my videos that I showed the coverings over the columns, it's as if, the column was made in one piece, and then you had this ornamentation that was actually put over it, either a cement mold or I don't know. I don't know. That's really amazing, but certainly not carved. No. Like leaves put on after. That's why I said like pastry, like decorating a cake. This is like cake decorating. Really, and I decorated a cake in middle school. In home ec, and we had to learn to make little flowers and blades of grass. And that's it. This is what you're getting, You could, form these with a pastry tube. And to me, again, obviously this blows the narrative out of the water. I mean, you're not carving this. And in any case, these don't look carved. These are sections. You see the sections. Can you imagine, who are you calling up? I need a few more sections here. We broke a section. Can we order another section? Just like this piece. And they're all different, but yet there's sections. So again, is this a kit? A kit? Or were they making them off-premise individually? I don't know. There are some architectural mysteries here, though, that is for sure. And finally, I wanted to show these couple spots in, let's see, on the eastern edge of the Great Salt Lake. And again, I believe this to have been a much more ancient city. And here I just want to show this strange little area right here is what I often focus on. It's right on the edge of civilization. So civilization is over here. And the further you get from the civilization and the closer you get to the lake, it begins to be more swampy. And in another video I focused on this, which I think is really interesting, but I'm not going to today. I just want to focus on this little area right here, right on the edge of civilization. And I like this because it's accessible, and one could theoretically take a drive out here. And there's so many anomalous things. I mean, it's clear that something was underneath, and we're just seeing the faintest footprint. But I continuously come back to these roads here. So let's again go to the edge of civilization. Here we have a road, 7500 west, and we can take it to this little, type of peninsula area. And I think all these canals are absolutely artificial, and all of these roads, and yet I think we're led to believe that this is natural and wild swamplands. But there's traces of, an older footprint here. And now if we follow this road, I believe that even the pavement is older. because there would never be funds to go out here and pave in the swamplands, and there's just really no. This is a very, uninteresting area when you live in this area. It's not sought out. So yeah, you follow these roads along these older kind of canals. I mean, this one just goes around in a big circle. And look here, for example, what I've called the strange formation. So things like this. I mean, this is a great example. Now you can see modern, maybe vehicles that have driven through and that have come here, but this is really interesting. You have a lot of things like this. You have a spiral out on the north end of the Salt Lake, but I just found this today, and right now, in a quick search. But here I want to take you down one of my favorite little roads, which I've not driven yet, and I don't even know if I can drive it, but here we follow this canal, and basically it's this one right here that does this here. And this is absolutely ancient, and you can really tell with this one because it's overgrown. So here you could theoretically drive down here and until you reach this point. Now there would be no more crossing here. But yet the line or the canal, it's neither a line or a road nor a canal. I mean, it would not serve the purpose of any of these things. But you can clearly see it, especially when you zoom out. You can clearly see it here. We completely lose the canal and the road, but yet the vegetation reminds us of the line where it seems to disappear, and here it reappears. And here there's a little intersection. This is clearly old, and you can't even access this. One would have to walk out here, and I may. Now again, we can follow it, and you can see it gets overgrown and really interesting. Look at this, what's going on here? How would this be to hike through this little thicket of trees? And what do we have in here? What do we have? Really interesting. And again, impassable road, but yet clearly a road. And I would love, and I will, get my boots on the ground here and see what this is made out of. Is this just dirt but nothing grows on it? Again, an intersection, and I think that this is going to have something to do with some kind of older leftover technology that's still resonating in some kind of way to where it actually helps the vegetation grow and not grow in the centers. Now let's continue, and it dead ends here in this beautiful little spring. It looks like there's some cows hanging out. And now some people would say that a farmer did all this for these few cows. And of course there would be an explanation from somebody, but I wouldn't accept that. I mean, this is something really special here. So that's it. Just a quickie on Google to wrap things up. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Have a blessed day. Please like, comment, and subscribe.